The message came early in the morning, and the instant Jonathan Whitaker read it, his entire face shifted. He looked at the paper with a grin that seemed much too excited, the type a man shows when he spots an opportunity to harm someone without moving a muscle. His wife Elizabeth leaned nearer, her eyes glowing with interest. His daughters, Emily and Olivia, waited like predators, prepared to chuckle at anything that wasn't about them. Michael Harper, the wealthiest and most admired mountain resident in the area, had written to request the hand of one of the Whitaker daughters. Folks said he possessed more land than anyone for many miles, more livestock than he could tally, and a name that earned admiration wherever he traveled. Any household would have been proud. Any father would have expressed gratitude to God. But Michael had not requested Emily or Olivia. He had requested Anna. Hey there, friends. Before we dive into this tale, tell me, where are you tuning in from to hear this story, and what's the time on your clock right now? If you're enjoying it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories like this one. The room became quiet for one breath, then burst in mean laughter. Emily doubled over, clutching her belly. Olivia slapped her hands like someone viewing a funny performance. Elizabeth pressed her lip to avoid laughing too noisily. Anna, they said, the ordinary daughter, the serious one, the girl who had tough hands from labor, who spoke out when something was incorrect, who did not belong in the refined world her sisters inhabited. She was nothing like them, and the family ensured she never overlooked it. But Anna wasn't close to them. She was in the rear room, softly tending to her ill grandmother, cleaning her forehead and fixing her covers like she did every day. She heard the laughter, but she didn't realize yet that she was the cause of it. Inside the living room, the scheme developed rapidly. "This is ideal," Jonathan said. "Michael Harper believes he selected himself a calm bride. Let him discover what he truly receives." "He has no clue who Anna is," Elizabeth added. "He'll be trapped with her before he even comprehends, and she'll be distant enough away," Emily said smugly, "that we won't have to handle her anymore." They believed dispatching Anna away was the nicest prank they could ever perform, but they didn't realize Anna had overheard everything. She stood just outside the room, laundry still in her hands, her heart beating so loud she thought they might detect it. She listened to every harsh word, every chuckle, every plan to remove her, every falsehood they were readying to send to Michael Harper. His issue, not ours. Load, error, flaw. Words she had heard her entire life, but this time they sliced deeper. Something inside her broke. For years she had attempted to be a good daughter. For years she had performed the toughest tasks, remained silent when treated unjustly, cared for her grandmother, and tried to assist others in town when she could. But her family never noticed any of it. They only saw what they desired to see. Anna wiped her face, steadied her breath, and stepped away from the wall. Her hands shook, but her heart felt oddly clear. If this was how her family wanted to release her, then she would depart, but not as the damaged girl they thought she was. She would depart with her head held high. She would depart as herself. That night at supper, Jonathan cleared his throat and spoke as if he were sharing wonderful news. "Anna, you have gotten a marriage offer." Her sisters watched her with smirks stuck on their faces. Anna looked up calmly. "And you agreed to it?" "Of course," Elizabeth said kindly. "It is a great chance for you." "A blessing," Emily added. "A wonder, really?" Olivia whispered under her breath. Anna nodded once. "When do I go?" "Monday," Jonathan said. "Your future husband wants to meet you then." Only 5 days. 5 days until her whole life changed. She finished her meal quietly, not disputing, not weeping. Her mind was already operating, already preparing. Maybe this was the moment she required. Maybe leaving this house was not penalty, but liberty. And maybe, far away from these walls, someone would finally see her for who she truly was. In another valley, Michael Harper paced his porch, gazing out at the broad fields he had constructed with his own hands. For 10 long years he had labored from sunrise to sunset, forming wild land into a successful homestead. He had everything a man could desire: land, reputation, power, but no one to share it with. And every time he considered marriage, one memory always came back. the memory of a young woman standing in a marketplace protecting an old man who had been wrongly blamed. The way she stood firm, fearless, ready to confront anyone who tried to hurt the weak. The way she gave away her own money without delay. He had never forgotten her. Anna Whitaker. That day, 5 years ago, something had settled in his heart like a seed, something he could never disregard. So he wrote the letter, not to request a pretty bride, not to request someone trained to smile and remain silent, but to request the woman who had shown bravery when no one else had, the woman who acted from the heart even when it cost her something. Michael didn't know her family hated her. He didn't know they planned to send her away as a joke. He only knew she had a fire inside her that he had never seen in anyone else, and he prayed that when she arrived on Monday, she would still be that same woman. Monday was approaching fast. And when Anna arrived at Michael Harper's homestead, both of their lives would change forever, far more than either of them was prepared for. Now, right in the middle of this unfolding story, pause for a second. Where are you listening to this tale from, and what time is it showing on your watch? If it's keeping you hooked, go ahead and like this, subscribe, and join us for more narratives blended just like this. Anna reached Michael Harper's homestead just after noon. The wagon halted in front of a wide wooden porch, the house standing tall and solid against the open sky. It was the kind of place built by hands that never quit, the kind of place that held stories in every board and every fence post. But Anna barely noticed the house. She noticed him. Michael stepped out slowly, cleaning his hands on a cloth after completing some work. He was taller than she recalled, stronger, older too. But the eyes, those steady brown eyes, were exactly the same eyes that had observed her in the market 5 years ago. The same eyes that had seen something in her no one else ever had. He walked toward her with calm steps. "Miss Anna," he said, his voice deep and gentle. "Welcome." Something warm moved through Anna's chest, but she managed a small curtsy. "Thank you, Mr. Michael." They stood there for a moment, both unsure what to say. It felt odd meeting someone who had chosen her without even knowing her. Someone who might turn her away when he learned the truth. Someone who might be her whole future. Michael lifted her trunk from the wagon and nodded toward the house. "Come inside. You must be weary from traveling." Inside, Anna felt her nerves tighten. The home was simple, but full of quiet warmth. A fire burned in the hearth. Books filled the shelves. The windows let in soft light. Nothing like her family's cold and perfect living room. Michael handed her a cup of warm coffee and sat across from her, leaving space so she wouldn't feel crowded. For a moment, neither spoke. Anna set her cup down and took a steady breath. "Mr. Michael, may I ask you something?" "Of course." "Why did you ask for me specifically? You could have chosen either of my sisters." Michael held her gaze, and Anna felt the weight of his honesty before he even spoke. "Because I saw you," he said quietly. 5 years ago, in the market." Her heart stumbled. You remember that?" "I never forgot," Michael said. "I saw a young woman stand up for a poor old man when everyone else ignored him. I saw courage. I saw kindness. I saw someone who didn't look away from what was right." Anna blinked hard as her eyes warmed. "No one in my family saw it that way." Michael leaned forward. "Your family is not the measure of your worth." It was such a simple sentence, yet it felt like a stone lifting off her heart. Anna swallowed hard and forced herself to keep going. "I need to be honest with you," she said. "My family sent me here because they want to get rid of me. They think I'm a problem, someone who causes trouble because I speak up for others." Michael didn't flinch. "I suspected they were eager to send you off," he admitted, "but I didn't know why." "Because they don't value who I am," Anna whispered. "They think I ruin things." "They think I'm strange or unworthy." Michael slowly stood and walked to the window. When he turned back, his expression held something strong and steady. "Anna, let me tell you something. People who live without a conscience fear those who have one. People who thrive on dishonesty dislike those who tell the truth. Your family didn't reject you because you were wrong. They rejected you because you were right. Anna felt like the room shifted around her. No one had ever said words like that to her, not once in her whole life. Michael returned to sit near her, though not too close. "I did not ask for a silent wife," he said. "I asked for the woman I saw that day, the woman with fire in her heart." Anna looked down at her hands, the hands her mother called ugly and calloused. Michael's eyes softened as he followed her gaze. "Those hands show you work," he said gently. "They show strength. They show character." Anna felt something break open inside her, something she didn't know had been locked away. "Mr. Michael, you don't know me," she whispered. "That's why I want time," he replied. "A few weeks. No pressure, no rush. We'll learn each other, and then we choose together if we want this marriage." Anna lifted her eyes. "You would give me a choice?" "Of course," Michael said. "You're a human being, Anna, not a parcel being handed off." Her throat tightened. Her chest ached. No one had ever spoken to her with such respect. After a moment, Anna nodded. "I accept. I'll stay, and we'll learn each other honestly." Michael's smile was soft. Real good. That first week changed everything. Michael showed Anna the fields, the barns, the cattle. She offered ideas he never thought of. He listened. He asked questions. He valued her words in a way no one ever had. "Why aren't the water troughs connected?" she asked one afternoon. "If you link them, they wouldn't run dry so quickly during drought." Michael stared at her, stunned. "You're right." They worked together, walked together, talked late into the evenings. With every moment, Anna felt her fear fading and something warmer taking its place. One night, while watching the stars, Michael said quietly, "Anna, I have a confession." Her breath caught. "What is it?" "I never planned to fall for you so quickly," he said, "but I am." Every day, Anna's heart jumped. Her hands trembled. "I feel the same," she whispered. "I didn't expect it, but I do." Michael stepped closer, only an inch. "May I?" Anna nodded. Their kiss was gentle and warm, like two hearts recognizing each other for the first time. When they pulled apart, Michael rested his forehead against hers. "Anna," he said softly, "I want to marry you. Not because of the arrangement, but because I want you." Anna felt tears fill her eyes, but they were not sad tears. They were the tears of someone finally seen. "Yes," she whispered, "I choose you too." What Anna didn't know was that her family was about to learn the truth, and the shock waiting for them would shake their entire world. Anna and Michael were married on a warm Saturday morning in the small church of Pine Valley. The sky was clear, the bells rang softly, and everyone who truly cared about them filled the wooden pews. Workers from the homestead came with their families. Friends from neighboring ranches hugged Anna like she had always belonged with them. Even people she had once helped in town arrived with small handmade gifts. Her family didn't come. They sent only a cold letter with a short "congratulations," and Anna dropped it straight into the fire. She felt nothing. Not anger, not sadness, just freedom. Michael stood at the front of the church wearing his best coat, his hands shaking slightly. When Anna entered in her simple blue dress, his breath left him. Her hair was braided, her cheeks warm with color, and her eyes shined with something he had waited years to see: peace. As she walked toward him, Michael whispered under his breath, "Thank God her family didn't keep her." They exchanged vows that held no lies. Michael promised to honor her voice, her heart, and her fire. Anna promised to stand by him as his equal, his companion, his truth-teller. Their kiss sealed more than a marriage. It sealed a life built from respect, not control. The celebration went long into the night. Music filled the air. Children ran through the fields. Anna laughed freely, her face glowing in a way she never had before. Michael kept his hand on her back, unable to stop looking at her as if making sure she was real. But peace never lasts long before someone tries to disturb it. 3 months later, a familiar carriage appeared on their road. Jonathan Whitaker stepped out, looking smaller than Anna remembered. His shoulders sagged, his eyes darted around, taking in the large barns, the new irrigation systems, the healthy cattle, the schoolhouse Anna had helped design for workers' children. Michael came to stand beside Anna instantly, his hand resting protectively at the small of her back. "Anna," Jonathan said, removing his hat, "I need to speak with you." She didn't move. "Say what you came to say." Jonathan swallowed hard. Our family is facing trouble. The magistrate was arrested. Investigations are happening. We may lose everything." Anna stayed silent. Jonathan continued, "I hoped maybe you could speak to your husband, ask him to help us financially, temporarily, until things settle." Anna stared at him for a long moment, stunned not by the request, but by the fact he believed she owed him anything. "You sent me away as a joke," she said quietly. "You wanted me gone. You wanted Michael to suffer because of me." Jonathan looked away. "We misjudged, but you're still our daughter." "No," Anna said. "A daughter is loved, supported, appreciated. I was none of those things to you." Michael stepped forward then, his voice steady as stone. "Mr. Whitaker, my wife speaks the truth. You didn't send her here out of love. You sent her here because you underestimated her and me." Jonathan's jaw tightened. "Are you really going to let her talk to her father like this?" Michael looked him straight in the eyes. "I married her because she speaks the truth. If you can't stand to hear it, that's not her fault." Jonathan tried one last time. "Anna, please." Anna's voice softened but held still. "I warned you about corruption. You ignored me. I tried to stop the harm. You stopped me. Now the consequences have come, and you want me to save you." Jonathan opened his mouth, but no words came. Anna continued, "If I help you now, you'll go right back to the same schemes. I won't support that." Tears of anger filled Jonathan's eyes. "You'll regret this." "No," Anna said calmly. "I regret ever believing I needed your approval." Jonathan climbed into his carriage, slamming the door. The wheels kicked up dust as he drove away, shrinking into the distance. Michael wrapped his arm around Anna. "You didn't owe him anything." Anna leaned against him, letting out a breath she had held for years. "Michael, did I do the right thing?" Michael kissed her forehead. "You were true to yourself. That's always right." That evening, they ate dinner together in the warm, peaceful home they had built. Anna watched Michael laugh, watched the firelight dance across the walls, and felt something she had never felt in her childhood house: belonging, purpose, love. She thought of her family, their cruelty, their scheming, their pride, and felt no longing to return. They had sent her away thinking she would ruin Michael's life. Instead, they unknowingly delivered her straight into the arms of a man who treasured her. Michael reached across the table and took her hand. "You know what? Your family never understood," he said. "What?" "That their ugly daughter was the most beautiful person they ever had, and they were too blind to see it." Anna's eyes warmed. "And what did you see?" Michael smiled softly. "Everything I ever wanted." Anna felt her heart settle deeply into her chest, steady and full. She wasn't unwanted anymore. She wasn't the family burden anymore. She was Anna Harper, wife, partner, beloved, and she was home.